Hello everyone, very warm welcome to all of you to StudyIQ IAS English channel. I am your host, your educator Praveen Mishra. And let's proceed with today's burning topic for the day. As we can see on our screens, our Honorable Home Minister, Union Home Minister of India, that is Amit Shah, on our screens. He is delivering a speech pledging to state something on a very honest note. And what is that? It is once again about our Northeast India. And what is the whole story that we are going to discuss today is about the peace accords that are signed in last 6 to 7 years by the central government inside the beautiful territory of our Northeast. So let's see the whole scenario, the whole news, what they are. So the Union Home Minister highlighted 12 major peace agreements. Guys, 12 major, minor, let it be, but 12 peace agreements, okay? The Bodoland Accord, the arms surrender, and the settlement of the Bru-Reang community that fled from Mizoram, okay? That fled Mizoram, okay? Why? Means, what is the actual significance of this statement? What is the actual logic here? So as we can see here, Union Minister Amit Shah announces significant progress in resolving the Northeast issues. Before discussing about the peace accords, let's just firstly discuss about why there are n number of issues in our Northeast. What is the problem the people in the Northeast are facing? See, the first and the biggest problem is with regard to the insurgency, the illegal immigrants that have grabbed much bigger amount of land inside the whole of Northeast, exceeding towards the area of West Bengal, including Odisha. Apart from that, the very next issue that Northeast faces is the clashes between different communities, clashes between different tribal communities specifically. As what we are watching inside the state of Manipur since last 3 years approx. This is not a new thing. The violence, the clashes, the civil war that is going on inside Manipur, it is not a new thing for our Northeast. Just the violence of Manipur has got much of the highlight. It is not like that it is the only violence that Northeast has faced. Many more violent issues, violent incidences have taken place since last 75 years of independence in our Northeast. And that is why you can see multiple names here, like the Bodoland issue, the Assam Peace Accord, the Bru-Reang Community Peace Accord, and so on. So the issues are with regard to this one particular phrase that we often recite as our proud thing, that is unity in diversity. Yes, no doubt we are a country with much amount of diversity. In fact, the amount of diversity that is present inside our Indian territories, it is nowhere, even 1/3 of that amount of diversity, you won't find in anywhere throughout the globe or throughout the whole globe, simply speaking. Right? So this unity in diversity concept is multiple times it is infringed, or it is multiple times it is hampered because of the clashes between the different communities living inside one single territory or a one single compact territory. And Northeast, no doubt in that, it's beautiful with wonderful landscapes, absolute wonderful, but yes, compactness of the area leads to much violence that we have witnessed since last 75 years of independence, right? So this is why this statement has come here, that is the 12 peace accords, including the Bodoland and the Bru-Reang community peace accord as well. That is the agreement actually. So what is the further things? The statement is of the Union Home Minister only, please. Make it very clear what the minister has stated inside the parliament. As we can see, some wonderful data. And yes, this data is concrete. This data has come from the government side. So this is the time that we must applaud the actions of the government here. See, we are not trying to praise any incumbent party, incumbent government. No, we are just trying to praise the government of India. be it be the Congress government, be it be the BJP government, the government of India remains the government of India, right? Okay. So yes, the government of India, specifically speaking, has performed an exceptional well task in order to establish peace inside the states of Northeast. Yes, Manipur still remains an exception. So as we can see, in response to a discussion on the working of the Home Ministry, Amit Shah stated that there has been 70% reduction in violent incidences in the region, 72% decrease in the casualties among security personnel, and a wonderful data of 85% reduction in civilian casualties. Since assuming power, the government has initiated talks with all armed groups. So as we can see, the three figures: 70% reduction in the violent incidences, and then 72% decrease in the casualties among the security personnel, and yes, 85% reduction in civilian casualties has been recorded. So this is a data which must be applauded, which must be praised. Yes, I'm not saying that now the peace is throughout Northeast and people are living the very best life. No, absolutely not. But yes, something is better than nothing. And this is that something. And in that something also, the data of 70, 72, and 85% is something, once again, that should be appraised, right? So, according to the minister's statement itself, since 2019, 12 major peace agreements have been signed. He listed these agreements, including the 2020 agreement with the NLFT, that is the National Liberation Front of Tripura. Apart from that, we have got the 2021 agreement with the Bru-Reang community, the Karbi agreement, and the other agreements with the other tribal groups inside the Northeast. And apart from that, yes, the border agreement between Assam as well as Meghalaya in 2022, right? So these are some important agreements that minister has highlighted. And for our point of discussion today, that is with regard to a very rich community with regard to the traditions and culture, once again, that is whole of Northeast communities. There are no doubt in that. In fact, whole of the communities throughout the India, they are, specifically when it comes to the tribal communities. A distinct culture and a culture that is rooted with the nature itself. And in that, we have got a community, a tribal community known as Bru-Reang community, right? So when you talk about the statement by the minister, once again, has stated about Bru-Reang Rehabilitation Agreement, which provided permanent settlement for the displaced Bru-Reang community who fled Mizoram and took shelter or refuge in Tripura. Okay, so what has happened basically? During the period of 1997 to 98, some ethnic clashes took place inside Mizoram. Okay, and because of those ethnic clashes, many of the people from the Bru-Reang community, they had to leave their actual houses, that is their actual place, their descendants' place, and took refuge and shelter in the adjoining state of Tripura. So now it is the time for the government, for the whole of us, to give back the Bru-Reang community what they had, what actually originally genetically belongs to them. So as what you can see on your screens, during 97-98, about 5,000 Bru-Reang families, that is nearly 30,000 Bru-Reang people, they fled from their home place, that is Mizoram, and they took shelter in Tripura. And in the North Tripura, actually, basically North Tripura, these people were living in the temporary camps. From 97-98, let's take it 98. The date today is 2025. We are in March 2025. Roughly 27 years and more. 30,000 people. They are living far ahead of their houses. Far distance from their houses. 30,000, 27 plus years. Shame on us, it should be. It should be a question on our government machineries as well, that why it took 27 bloody years to solve such a very delicate issues, specifically when it comes to the tribes, those who must be given all the special conditions, all the special advancements, but still it took 27 years. I will say 27 bloody years. No, it shouldn't have been done like that. This is much amount of time that was required actually to solve such an issue, right? And so this data is in front of us. As what we can see, who are actually the Bru-Reang tribes? So they are one of the 21 scheduled tribes of the Tripura state in India, and they are the second largest tribal community of Tripura. Second largest, make no mistake there. So they are recognized as the 75 primitive tribes in India. Primitive, when it comes to the word primitive with the word tribe, okay, when the preceding word is primitive with the succeeding word tribe, often people misunderstood it with backwardness. No, it's not like that. The tribes are not developed enough. The primitive word here with the tribe means that these are the people whose culture makes them stay connected with Mother Nature only. These are the people who should be appraised as well as awarded for the protection and enhancement of the nature. So 75 primitive tribes we have, and these are the people who are performing exceptionally well for the sake of protection of nature, so that they can live. No, so that we can live. They, me, you, all of us, that creates we, the people of India, right? So this is what the primitive tribes means here. The 75, one of those 75 primitive tribes is, one of them is Bru-Reang, okay? Originally from Mizoram, displaced to Tripura due to the ethnic clashes happened in the time period of 1997 to 1998. And it's 2025, more than 27, 28 years around. And now it's time for us to send those people back to their descendants' place, right? So what is the next thing? What is the actual agreement talking about? After the agreement, around 34,000 Bru refugees will be settled in Tripura, and Center will provide help to these tribes for their all-round development, and for this, around 600 crores were sanctioned. Yes, this is a very good chunk of money. Each and every family will be awarded with 40 by 30 square feet of the land for the residential purpose. And for the next 2 years, they will be given the aid of rupees 5,000 per month, along with ration for 2 years, and about rupees 1.5 lakh to build up their own houses. So from that 600 crore rupees, 5,000 rupees monthly will be given to each family, 40 by 30 square feet of the land. Apart from that, for the next 2 years, free ration will be provided from the government side. And yes, 1.5 lakh rupees of money will also be given for the sake of construction of their houses. And lastly, the strike of the story, the highlight of the story is that under the agreement, that particular land, 40 by 30 square feet of the land, will be provided by the Tripura government itself, right? So this is what the whole story is with regard to the Bru-Reang community. Okay, guys, so at the end, before ending this session, I would just like to state, primitive doesn't mean backward. Primitive means they are rooted with the Mother Nature. They are more eco-friendly than any international organization talking about the growth and development, protection and promotion of the greenery. They are more eco-friendly than any XYZ individual voluntarily promoting and planting the trees. They are more eco-friendly than any XYZ personality on this planet. So respect them, and yes, try as much as possible that you do not disturb their livelihood, do not disturb their way of living. Okay, everyone. So that's it from me. That's it from my side today in the session. Thank you so much for watching. Please do not forget to like the video, and please do subscribe for the channel as well. And please do provide your valuable feedback into the comment section as well. Bye bye. See you all soon in the very next session. Take care. Jai Hind.